Hello, everybody. Last second game here. I decided to call Anton's game on my channels because he's not doing the mic. So here we go. Okay, so this is a pretty nice hand for Anton. Obviously, you don't want to have Middle East scoring in your hand on turn one as the USSR, but great cards with which to attack Asia and Europe, and yet the scoring card he picks up is the Middle East. So that's not great. But other than that, this is quite a nice hand. So this would seem like a Vietnam headline. Now this game is against Giorgio. So let's update the stream title. Matter of fact, I'm going to take just a minute and grab myself some water. I'll be right back, folks. Okay. I was just about to say Giorgio is a guy who's a good player, but is known for weird plays. And this one's no exception. He's going 4-2-3 with 6 in the UK. So he's overprotecting UK and he's got Marshall. Okay. So very interesting opening here. Most players would go 3 West Germany, 2 France, 3 Italy, 2 Iran. Or if they also had sock govs, they would go they could go 2 in Italy with Marshall providing the third, and then put a third in Iran. Instead, Giorgio went put 4 in West Germany, and he's going to overprotect it. Now, clearly, he's a man who has Suez. So he wants to, yeah, and he's going to play it right now. Now, this I don't understand. I do not understand allowing him to just eliminate himself from the western half of the Middle East right away. So this has to go 1 Iraq. Nope, it doesn't. He's just going to go into France. I would take the coup here, right? Now with 1 into Turkey, there's a coup. Oh my goodness, horrific one from Anton. Oh, what a terrible roll. Okay, now Giorgio can use a 3. So yeah, already just some truly bizarre stuff from Giorgio's. And he's going to take a coup in Laos, and he's going to roll a 1. Okay. Vietnam bonus is in effect for Anton. Millop's no longer a concern. Anton needs to score Middle East here. We would have liked to just completely wipe Giorgio out, but instead he'll take Iraq and probably get this off for even. Anton also wants a space NORAD. Another coup. This one in Vietnam, and that one misses. but it is enough to stop Dom. Anton in a little bit of a tough spot here. Decall obviously has to be played for the event. NORAD's got to be spaced, and then you've got IP war. You've still got to score the Middle East. Okay, Anton's going to decall right now. Ugh. So that, okay, we could see a coup in Africa, and then Anton would presumably coup back. What we could see, though, is a coup in Indonesia. And Anton doesn't really have a good response to that. I'm not sure I like the DEFCON 4 decall there. But you do really want to get this Asia Dom off. Oh boy, big 3-op coup in Indonesia. Oh, and they're finally a 6. Yeah, and that's not good enough. Anton needs a non-battleground. Okay, this does give you Dom. It gives you 5 countries to 3, but now a coup in Vietnam stops Dom. And we have to score Middle East. We're leaving Middle East to be scored on AR6. Iran, incredibly realignable right now, but Anton's not going to be able to do that until at least next turn. Anton really wants this Asia Dom, and he's convinced that Giorgio has it. I'm not sure. I'm not saying he's wrong. Okay, well, I don't. So there goes Skott goes to space. He misses. Anton will score Middle East for nothing. We'll see if Giorgio has Asia. He does not. He's going to try another coup, this time in Thailand, and that's going to miss. Wow. Okay. Anton picks up Europe and no cards with which to attack Europe. Although Anton used, of course, we saw all 3 Europe attack cards turn 1. Suez was triggered. Giorgio triggered Suez on himself. Space Skott govs, and Anton played De Gaulle for op. So there were no Europe attack cards left in the deck. Anton, if he drew Europe, was hoping for 5-year plan. He didn't pick it up. His next best hope is Defectors, and Anton does get it to go. So a nice play there from Anton to get out of those 5 VPs. Yeah, AI War not going to be particularly useful at the moment. I like this play. We'll see if Giorgio takes a big coup in Thailand back with China. I would have liked to see Anton, in addition to doing that, get into Zaire, but he didn't have a 3-op to do it with. Two-op coup, going to go Vietnam. Yeah, I think that is what I would have done last time. But Giorgio had a good hand last time and spent a lot of time cooing 1 stabs. Okay, Anton, yeah, I like this. Go ahead and take Dom back. DEFCON is at 4. Yeah, you want, and again, I like going to Zaire. The problem with this play is if you don't get into Malaysia, then you just need to be, then all Giorgio needs to do is knock you out of Thailand and you can't get back in. Yeah, I like this better. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so Anton now with 5 countries to 3, and now Laos is not particularly coupable. Yeah, that's a astonishing amount of influence in Southeast Asia. 18 influence. Am I counting that right? 18 influence in Southeast Asia on turn 2. Big old China card coup incoming of Thailand, and he hits it just enough. Big roll. I think Anton now has to take a coup of his own to protect Africa. I don't think I'd take it with that card. Oh, okay. Well, big roll. You could easily see Giorgio fill up South Korea is my issue with that play. Yep. Yeah, oh boy. Okay. That's interesting. He goes with the Colombia play, and Anton looks like he's going to just let him in to South America. Okay, so we've seen Purge, we've seen USJ, we've seen Marshall. Don't believe we've seen the other two. So Giorgio clearly here needs to get into Venezuela. And at some point before the end of the turn, he's going to want to take presence in the Middle East. We'll see if that's Syria or if he sneaks into Israel trying to get Egypt, in which case we'll see Anton trigger Nasser. Yeah, okay, interesting. Goes Algeria. I think now if you're Anton, you trigger Nasser. Oh, this is too little too late. Nasser, I think, should be an event. Okay, he gets the roll. But now Giorgio can put one into Venezuela and close it off. He can also go Israel, Tunisia, which attacks both Libya and Egypt. If you event Nasser, yeah, you're conceding South America, but you block off both Libya and Egypt in the Middle East. Okay, just a one-op. This should be Venezuela. No! Okay, so that works out well for Anton. He'll be able to get one into Venezuela. Yeah, I like 2 in South Korea better, I think. Or yeah, this is fine. Yeah, I don't mind any of this. I don't mind any of this. One thing to note though is Asia is coming. So, and you've just given containment. One op in Philippines stops Dom in Asia, which we know is coming turn 3. Giorgio also wants to spend 2 in Libya. He wants to take Libya. And then ideally would like to spend 1 more and get to Brazil so that he has more of a foothold in South America. Very interesting turn too. Okay, well, only 2 ops to be played here, and it's going to be Brazil, Philippines. I think that's right, and you just hope that Anton does not get Middle East. Interesting, he discards EEU. Okay, and Anton picks up Asia and Middle East. So that's big for Anton. He should be able to get Middle East off for a big number here. He also picks up UN for CIA. Okay, and Anton also has China back. So this is going to be an interesting turn to navigate for Anton. We'll see if he wants to. He might want to get rid of CIA. CNS Special Romania. Okay, thank you, Anton. NTB. Okay, so captured Nazi, likely the headline unless the redrawn defectors. I wonder if this is a Middle East headline. And you risk defectors, knowing that if you coup or give CIA on AR1, Giorgio is going to take Libya, and then Middle East is way worse. This might be a Middle East headline for me. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Okay, and it works out for him. So 2 VPs for Giorgio, but Anton picks up 7 from the Middle East. And yeah, just don't like the decision from Giorgio to eliminate himself for the Middle East on turn 1 AR1, knocking himself out of the western part of the Middle East, and then not getting into Iraq before Anton closed it off. That didn't need to be a presenceless Middle East. Okay, so Anton now probably doesn't want to show this whole hand, although it's not a terrible hand to show, but he probably wants to take a coup here. Okay, yeah, this is a tricky. This is tricky. You want to get CIA out permanently, and you want to UN one of these other bad events rather than UNing CIA. So I don't mind this. So presumably we'll see a coup in Africa, and then Anton probably puts one. My guess is in Brazil. I think is probably where I'd put one. Yeah, there we go on that. Okay, that's very loud. That's very loud. Hold on just a moment. I'm gonna have to go off mic for a second. And we're back. Anton seems to have walked away from the keyboard himself. So that's interesting. Very interesting timing there. Anton gets his one op from CIA. I presume it will go into Brazil because we know Giorgio has NTB, and I think Giorgio probably would want to take both of the top half South American countries, but he's also got to overprotect Thailand. Sorry, folks, not sure what the delay is. Okay. And we're back. Okay, like the decision by Anton to get one into Brazil. Oh, okay, we're going to see Warsaw. Anton could go for a greedy Warsaw. He's not going to. I think I like that decision. So this has to be one Thailand and presumably two in Brazil, given that Anton's got 3 in Colombia. Panama's also there for the taking. Okay, interesting. I think I'm just taking both of these countries. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. Yeah, I think NATO is worth UNing with special known in Giorgio's hand. I like this from Anton. Yeah, just take both these countries. Okay, that's fine too. Yeah, that might even be better. Okay. Anton does have to score Asia. He also could 5-year plan it, though. Yeah, he could 5-year plan Asia. Giorgio does have a 4-op in his hand. Now, he's also going to want to take Libya, but that's less of a priority now that Middle East is scored. I'm going to take the time to space. Interesting. Okay. Anton, if boy, I mean, it's a little aggressive. Anton could play China here and take both Venezuela and Panama. Okay, so Anton scores Asia. Could have 5-year planned it, decided not to. So Anton is going to space NORAD, you have to think, and then he'll have a 1-op play of Truman. He'll have a 3-ops of 5-year plan, and he looks like a guy who's going to want to hold on to China. Taking Venezuela instead of Panama. I'm very surprised at that. I don't know, boy. I might space now. That didn't work. I might space now. I was thinking I might space now, so then you have the option of 5-year planning Truman and then playing China if you really need the ops. Now you have a situation where Giorgio could go 1 Uruguay. Yeah, that's true. Europe attack cards are back in the deck. Okay, there's his 4-op. There should be 2 Panama and at least 1 Uruguay, I think. No, he's not going to take Panama. Going to leave it out there. All right. I don't understand taking Mexico instead of Panama. That makes no sense to me because Mexico is not contested. Okay, and now he's going to realign Brazil instead of just stepping into Okay, this is bizarre. And Anton gets a coup. What is going on here? This is weird, wild stuff, folks. Yeah, so Anton now gets the coup in Uruguay, so he's going to have first dibs on Argentina unless we see a coup back. Someone's got to take Panama. It's been sitting out there. Okay, and there goes Sakov. So wow, this is crazy stuff. Panama's sitting there contested. Both players have had one in there for several ARs. Okay, one small step could be good, but don't need it as a headline. This might be a gunman situation, I think. You want a lower DEFCON. You want to see if your opponent has power cards. And then you want to take countries like Panama, Argentina, try and contest Brazil. Oh, man. This to me seems worth headlining gunman. But we will see. I like the idea of taking a one-op coup on Nigeria. You need a 4 to knock him out. You need a 5 to get in. But more important is getting Panama and Argentina and using your 4-ops to do that. Now, what you really would hate to see here, obviously, is missile envy. Okay, you're going to go Cambridge 5. Boy, all right. Cambridge 5 hits Central. Oh boy, I bet Anton wishes he'd taken Panama now. I think one Cuba makes sense. Now you dump puppets. Anton's got to get out in one, and he does. All right. That's not bad, because now Giorgio with a choice to make. I wonder if Giorgio... Oh, that's the one we didn't want to see. Now he's going to get a 4-op coup. If he wants a coup at all. He might not even want a coup. Might just take Panama, Brazil, and maybe Algeria and let Anton coup with a 2-op. That might be my play. I don't know if you need a coup here. No, he is going to coup. Okay. Anton now with a 2-op. I think this is... Yeah. I think you've got to do that to make Central even. Get presence there. Brazil's still sitting out there. Anton really wants to get into Argentina, but he's betting that the 3 sitting there will be good enough to deter a coup. Okay, well, Fidel redraw, so Anton not feeling good. Oh, he's going to realign. Okay, I don't like that. I would now use my 4 to get in. I would use my 4, put 1 into Brazil, 1 into Argentina, and then refill Cuba. Okay, 1-op. There goes Romania. I think that was a known card. Finally, Brazil is blocked off. If you're Anton, I think you take Argentina here. You could also take Nicaragua, Haiti. but I don't like giving access to those countries to coup. I'd rather make Giorgio take Guatemala than we can coup that. I think I just like 2 into Argentina here. Okay. Oh, and there's ABM. Okay. Oh, and he misses on the roll. Just needed a 3, doesn't get it. Okay, yeah, go ahead and go right back in. Okay, there's Central. Anton needs mill-ops. He is not going to be able to get them by cooing. He can get them by triggering how I learned, though. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I forgot about Tunisia. There we go. That's actually a really important coup because it cuts off access to Libya. Giorgio went there, but he didn't. He never took the time to get even 1 into Libya after Middle East scored. Scored lives matter, folks. And now, yeah, and then, okay, he's going to space. Yes, Anton stopping the double, but critically not getting into Chile, leaving Argentina open to a brush or junta play. What a weird turn. But again, oh, wow. Okay, CRG saved to AR7, and now a presenceless Dom in Africa. Okay. Anton does get decall to answer, though, so that is huge. I think this is an easy decall. I don't... Right, that's better than Gunman. Decall gives you Dom in Africa if your opponent tries to headline it. Decall also gives you the option, if you want it, to flip Thailand with China. I think this is an easy decall. You're going Angola, Zaire, and then Algeria, and then maybe Thailand as well. Duck for ops also could be a play here on AR1, depending on what happens. Anton also, Giorgio has headline peak. So, yeah, decall. So we will not be seeing an Africa headline here. Okay, OAS is going to go where? Chile? Yeah, 1, 2, and then Thailand. Yeah. One Chile for sure. Question is, do you go 2 Chile or do you go 1 Argentina? Yeah, I think that's right. Now the okay, if this was the plan, I don't mind this play. But if Duck for Ops was the play and we weren't planning on flipping Thailand, I don't know that the 1 in Thailand does much for us. I would think I would have rather just put 1 into an African non-battleground. But okay, I guess Giorgio now needs 5 ops of repair. He wants to take Chile for 3, he wants to take Algeria for 1, and he wants to take Thailand for 1. He wants to overprotect Thailand for 1, rather. He won't be able to do all of those. In fact, only with 2. So just going to concede Chile, which I think is fine. So this would just be you two take Chile right here to even up South America. I don't think you have any choice. All right. Apparently, Anton did have a choice. Decides to set up realigns in Nigeria, stopping Africa Dom. I would have rather just taken Chile and locked up a draw in South America. Both regions are unscored. Okay. Giorgio taking his two VPs. Now Anton can try realigns. Misses on the first, needs another roll. It's a little bit better, but still not enough to knock him out. Okay, two ops. Yeah, IP war wasn't going to be particularly helpful. Anton trying realigns again. Going to let Chile go, it seems. Now he's going to try a coup? Okay, this should be Chile. And now Giorgio has gotten the third battleground in South America. Anton, meantime, probably wants to realign in Nigeria. But he's thinking about it. Okay, he's going to realign. Okay, he finally hits the roll. That does give him a third battleground in Africa, although Zaire and Nigeria are eminently flippable. A for P is utterly unplayable and really needs to be spaced this turn, with Grain and Voice still coming. Okay, yeah, that's Anton. See, that's a card I would have liked. No, don't you just use PCR for that? Allende is a card I would have liked to have for the event. PCR is no problem. Yeah, oops. That's a mistake. And because we've got to space Alliance, and I think we've got to do it right now, not later. We had multiple opportunities to secure Chile and get the South America tie. Chile is a country that's a lot harder to flip than Nigeria. Anton also needs his mill ops, and he's not going to get them. Normally, I don't like the Pope for ops, but in this case, with Poland at 7 and so much to do, I don't like this either. I don't. Okay, going to take the coup and hang on to. So he gets a VP, rolls a 6, does stop South America Dom, but he's hanging on to Alliance into next turn, which is absolutely just unplayable as unplayable gets. And there goes Sadat for ops, which is an important card. Okay, here we go to turn 6 in a wild game. Anton picks up Brush. I wonder if Brush is going to be used on Italy here. I wonder, I guess Che is the headline to get Africa Dom, or rather, or if we see Grain, yeah, get those two battle. I think Che is the headline. I don't think you need to use Brush in the headline. I think we can. So the issue we have is we should expect Grain in the headline if Giorgio has it. If he doesn't have it, but he has Voice, Voice is also very good. Flips both Zaire and Angola. Okay, Defectors is a good play, but Losing Che is certainly annoying, but it's way better than having to eat grain there. Now we take a coup, right? On I guess Brazil? Yeah, Anton needs a 6 here, but even just breaking it and distracting Giorgio is okay. Yeah, that's not awful. Yeah, chat going crazy here, as am I. Okay, this is going to be Brazil and what else? Okay, I'm dumping Africa here for my 2. Yeah, I like that from Anton. And then next AR is going to be Brush, and that's going to be a huge moment in this game because that would give Anton Europe Dom. Now, be easily parried by literal 1-op, but would be a 6 VP swing in Europe plus the 1 for the war. If it misses, Anton's going to give up 5 in Europe. He's down battlegrounds in South America. That's not that big a deal. I wonder if Anton will trigger cultural here to take China back. Big roll, and he comes up just short. Ugh. 3 would have only worked on Panama, but still. Ugh, that is painful. Now Anton's going to have to give up Europe. Wonderful to see him trigger cultural to take China back. And Junta in the middle of the turn. Okay, so that flips over Colombia, which is important. Now you've got to take Argentina back, but now you're going to get dominated. We've got to have, this is better. Romania doesn't matter. Okay, I was worried about Anton holding alliance this turn with so many bad US2s out there, but he doesn't get any of the bad US2s. He could space it this turn, could also hold it once more, but that's tempting fate a little bit. I mean, yeah, Defectors was pretty good against Che, but being able to get the coup in Argentina would have been nice too. Okay, South African gives Anton some help. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Okay, I gotta think Giorgio would have scored South America if he had it. I'm gonna get his mill ops here. Botswana gets a nice roll. Anton finally does space alliance. He misses. Okay, and now Anton is going to have to give up the 5 in Europe. He's going to give up more in South America. And the Middle East looks great for Anton, but everywhere else, his best scoring is +1. Yeah, score Europe. And then I think you probably... I guess you take China. You can't salt on AR7 and give up a coup in Africa, I don't think. I think you take China back and hope you pick up Ussuri. Ussuri is also quite bad. The other side of Ussuri is quite... Oh, my goodness, there's VOA. Now you have to take Argentina back, I think. Can we get 1 into Egypt before Camp David? Yeah, or taking Libya is good. Like, can we do that? Because Camp David is coming, grain is coming. Overprotecting a goal is not going to do much. It's so realignable. That's not going to do anything. So Giorgios saved his big cards for later in the turn. He played defectors in the headline to stop Che, but and then these big cards coming out later. Now I suspect we'll see Brezhnev. I don't know what that poke of Zaire does. I would have much rather put 2 into Libya with Camp David coming, because I think we're seeing, going to see Ussuri, which, yep, somebody was worried about that. Okay, so we get South America, we get Quag, and we do not get grain. So grain will be the headline, barring a Missile Envy redraw, which is a much better headline than grain with Muslims known, and Muslims also free. Korean War could be a big card. Libs is actually not that great. Yeah, I don't mind Quagmire here. Gets you a coup and lets you fix Asia. De Gaulle, Brezhnev, Nasser. Grains, Purge. Oh, gonna go with Purge instead of grain sales, which is interesting. He's got Kennedy. Big 4-op coup. This has to go in Brazil, and Anton needs a 5. That's less than 5. That number is less than 5, and I think Anton is giving up this Dom. Cultural has to be played. So both Nixon and Ussuri were evented. Cultural has to be an event. Korean War has to be an event. Libs under Purge has to be an event. Nuke subs has to be later. So you're going to lose one of these Asian battlegrounds. This really looks like DEF CON only after we give up this South America. Unfortunately, Anton did not take my advice earlier, did not headline Gunman. So it is back in the deck. Okay, you can take this coup. You need a huge number here. But that is not the one. And Anton's just going to let Asia go to hell here, it looks like. Because he really doesn't have a choice. He needs to hope that he wins the Korean War. Big old 4-op. 1 Colombia and then 3 Pakistan. Yep. So Anton, yeah, I think you fire off you fire off the war now. Okay, first roll to finally go Anton's way in quite some time. Flips over South Korea, but it's not going to be enough. Anton's going to be dominated in Asia. Even if he gets even if he'd have to get both North Korea and India, and he's definitely not going to do that with this hand. Okay, going to play China, and then India. Okay, well, now cultural doesn't need to be an event, so that frees up a couple of ops for Anton. Camp David will be the hold, I think, given how bad that is in the Middle East. Yeah, I think you just play Libs here to be annoying. Okay, so Giorgio can hold grain. I wonder if this is an event. Nope, just going to take back those countries. And then Anton not going to... okay. And he misses cleanly on the coup. Wow. Anton also potentially giving up Egypt and Libya here. Yeah. Though, okay, India is important, I guess, but I would want to establish presence in the Middle East. Anton gives the scoring on AR6. Oh, he does have Asia. Wow. And that is GG, folks. So I understand. Now I understand the Asia play. Thank you for watching. This was a bit of a wild one. I just not like games that I typically see. So interesting game. Giorgio wins it, turn 7 on the VP track. But that will do it for this game. Thanks to Anton for sharing his screen so we could call the game. But until next time, this is Justin Abramson signing off for now. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.